County Clerk of Courts is helping to make it a bit easier to take those first steps in getting a passport. Joining us now is Clerk of Courts, Pavan Parikh. Thank you so much for being here. Really
Thanks for having me.
So this is the second one, and you were just sharing the first was very successful. You came and spoke with us in November. And so you all had a huge turnout.
Yeah, it was an incredible success. We actually ended up processing 140 different passport applications on that one day.
But you said more people showed up.
Well, yeah, so more
beyond that number.
And that's what we processed, and it was great because you saw families coming, small kids and parents. But one of the issues that we had that we wanted to make sure that we reminded everybody of is make sure you bring the right forms of payment, make sure you bring the right documentation, especially if you have minor children. The documentation requirements are slightly different than if it's just you as an adult coming. So to make sure to go to our website, courtclerk.org, and ensure that you're bringing the right documentation.
Okay, so just to give it a quick rundown, if you are just a regular adult, so you'll need a couple of copies of your photo ID as well as your original birth certificate, right? And so do you fill out the actual application at the site?
You can fill out the application at the site. You can, if you want to, print it off from the State Department's website and fill it out at home. But if you have any questions, it's kind of complicated as you look through the individual questions. We're there to answer any questions you have. You can also call our offices, our auto title divisions, both downtown and Red Bank, as well as our Seven Hills location. They process these all the time. So you don't need an appointment. If for some reason you can't come on Saturday, we'd love to see you Saturday. But if you can get to any one of our 3 auto title locations at any point during normal business hours, we can still work with you and process them through that.
So let's really quickly talk about the documentation for children. There's a separate form that you need if both parents are present.
If they're not present.
If they're not present, okay.
We need to remember that this is a document that's authorizing this child to leave the country.
Right.
And so if both parents are not present, there's a separate statement of consent that you need to provide. There are other potential options, but to really see what works for your situation, your family situation, go to our website, go to the State Department's website, and we'll get that information for you.
Okay, let's talk about forms of payment. So you can bring a money order, but the fees get very specific. You don't want to mess it up, but you can also bring a check.
Yes, so there are 2 different sets of fees. There are the sets of fees that are set by the State Department, and there's the clerk's fees. For our fees, we can take a credit card, but we can also take a check or money order.
Okay.
For the State Department fees, it has to be a check or money order. So please make sure that you are bringing a checkbook or money order ahead of time for those fees. And again, the fee schedule is laid out on our website, on the State Department's website. So please check that to make sure you're bringing the right amount of money.
And I'm a person who does not have personal checks, but you can go to the bank and they'll give you a temporary check that you all can accept.
That's correct.
Really quickly, we're almost out of time. Tell us about the time frames for getting your passport if you do express or just the regular submission.
So part of the reason why we're doing this right now is we've seen a huge increase in demand, and the State Department is advising us that if you use the regular methods, the regular timeline, it could take 10 to 13 weeks to get your passport back. So if you think that you are traveling anytime between now and September, please think about getting the expedited, paying the extra fees for the expedited passports. It will take between 7 to 9 weeks to get those.
Good information. Thank you so much for being here. Again, that event is happening this Saturday. We'll post that information to our website, fox19.com. We'll be right back.
Thank you.